Good morning to our dear shareholders and the rest of the audience watching online. Thank you for being a part of our virtual stockholders meeting this year. The COVID-19 health crisis in 2020 was indeed a great disruptor for all of us. It impacted how society operates, changed the behavior of consumers, and greatly influenced the way companies do business. Despite all these, the pandemic brought us a lot of learnings, the most important of which is that it allowed us to validate the soundness of our businesses as well as the effectiveness of our group's strategies anchored on 5 points. First, we reinforce our commitment to sustainability as well as our strong commitment to the well-being of our own people. Second, as a truly global company, AGI has taken full advantage of its diversified earnings stream. We expanded our products and services and distribution geographically, reinforcing our growing presence not just regionally, but all over the world. Third, we continue to invest in technology and digitalization, which continue to benefit all our businesses across the board. Fourth, our financial prudence and flexibility continues to strengthen our balance sheet and allow us to continuously weather the uncertainties brought by the global pandemic. And lastly, our agility and adaptability allowed us to positively face the many short and medium-term changes in the various markets in which we operated. At the height of the pandemic last year, AGI's global diversification strategy, particularly the group's international spirits operation through Emperador, took center stage and delivered the most significant lift in our earnings. During the year, Emperador contributed 41%, the biggest share of AGI's consolidated revenues. Emperador's international operations include White & Mackay in the United Kingdom, Bodegas Fundador in Spain, and Casa Pedro Domecq in Mexico. White & Mackay operates 5 distilleries with an annual capacity of almost 49 million liters of distilled spirits. It produces the world's finest single malt whiskeys. I would now like to bring you all to beautiful Scotland for this rare opportunity to visit our various distilleries in that part of the world.
Hello, welcome to the Dalmore Distillery. My name is Mark Lancaster, I'm the distillery manager, and I'll be showing you around the distillery today. We're going to take a little bit of a tour around the distillery where we'll find out about how we make our magnificent whiskey and a little bit about our history. The distillery was founded in 1839 by Sir Alexander Matheson, but it wasn't until 1867, when the Mackenzie brothers of Clan Mackenzie took the distillery over, that our royal heritage began. Their ancestor, Colin of Kintail, in 1263 saved King Alexander III from the fury of the stag. And ever since then, their clan was able to use the 12-pointed stag as their emblem. Ever since 1867, the 12-pointed stag has adorned every bottle of the Dalmore. In our 9 warehouses on site is where you'll find the whiskey, sleeping for decades. So there you have it, a very quick tour of Dalmore Distillery. And trust me, there is a lot more to see. But for now, goodbye from Dalmore, and cheers.
Hello and welcome to Jura. I'm Graham Logan, Jura Distillery Manager. Behind me is the Jura Distillery. It was rebuilt in 1963 to bring jobs and prosperity to our small island community of 212 people. So if you fancy a wee look, we'll go on a tour. This is warehousing. We have 5 warehouses on site with 30,000 casks. Now, the stills define your spirit, but your cask defines your whiskey. And we predominantly use first fill ex-bourbons. Thank you for coming on tour with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you in Jura soon. Slàinte mhath.
Hi everyone. I'm Jo Reevely, the manager of Tamnavulin Distillery, and I'm here to welcome you to the site today. So let's take a wander down and see what's in store. Tamnavulin Distillery was built in the 1960s, 1965 to be exact, and opened the following year. And it has a bit of a checkered history from there on, because they only kept it running for a few years afterwards and then mothballed it again in the 90s. It's a beautiful day to be down here by the mill on the hill, Tamnavulin's classic building that represents everything about the brand. The old mill building was built in the 15th century, and the site adopted it as their visitor centre in the 70s and 80s.
Good afternoon and welcome to Fettercairn Distillery. My name's Stuart Walker, I'm the distillery manager at the distillery. The distillery was established in 1824 by a guy called Sir Alexander Ramsay. He campaigned vigorously to get the licensing laws changed to make it illegal to make alcohol without having a license. This subsequently was passed in 1823 and the distillery was built in 1824. The unicorn that you see now is on our founder's family crest, Sir Alexander Ramsay's family crest. It's also the national animal of Scotland, as well as being a sign of purity, which is what we strive to achieve every day at Fettercairn. Fettercairn Distillery is in the village of Fettercairn, which is in the northeast of Scotland. It's 30 miles south of Aberdeen and it's in the Highland region of whisky. We're now entering number 2 warehouse at Fettercairn Distillery. This is one of the original warehouses at Fettercairn. It would have been built in 1824. The temperature doesn't change much in here between summer and winter. The humidity levels stay the same as well. Excellent for maturing whisky. We have roughly about 3,000 casks in number 2 warehouse. In total, we store about 30,000 casks at Fettercairn. We have the capacity to store roughly about 4.5 million litres of alcohol. In 2018, Fettercairn launched a new range of whiskies, including the 12, the 28, the 40 and the 50. We've since added to that with some like 22, 23-year-olds, a 46-year-old. And this here, which is called Warehouse 2. We're going to bring out some small batches on a regular basis from different warehouses at the distillery.
To date, the Dalmore, Jura, and Tamnavulin have joined the list of the top 25 global single malt brands, while all of White & Mackay's whiskey brands are growing in the UK, Europe, US, Canada, Asia, and most importantly, in China, where our whiskey business grew 200% in 2020. Bodegas Fundador, on the other hand, which operates in Jerez de la Frontera in Spain, produces the group's premium selection of Spanish brandy. Our global brand portfolio includes Fundador, the oldest brandy company in the world. Terry Centenario, #1 selling brandy in Spain. Tres Cepas, the fastest growing brandy in Africa. Harvey's Bristol Cream, the #1 selling sherry in the UK. Its operations in Spain also includes its expansive vineyard estates in Toledo, the biggest foreign ownership of a vineyard land in the whole of Europe. Again, please allow me to take you this time to Spain so you can all better appreciate our vast operations there.
Hello, welcome to Daramezas. My name is Joan Cortés. I am the CEO of Grupo Emperador Spain, and today we are on Emperador's vineyards in Toledo. We are able to produce more than 30,000 kilos per hectare, which is around 4 times the average of the region. We can produce these finest grapes with highest yield because of the state-of-the-art technology that we allocate into this place. Our plantation manager is able to control and monitor each single vine. So we can produce the finest grapes for the finest wines that will turn into our best Emperador branding. Our production principles are three: finest quality with high yield and sustainability. We are surrounded by 200 hectares of forest, and we are very close to Rio Tajo, one of the largest rivers of Spain. History and heritage is also very important for us. We are in a place that has been producing wine for the last 2,000 years. We have remains from 13th and 14th century that also recall us our responsibility for next generations. You are always invited to come. Thank you for your attention.
Hello, this is María Eugenia Herrera, and I'm located in Bodega El Molino, our beautiful and oldest cellar dating back to the 16th century. Our finest liquids are aged here, including the first barrel containing the first brandy produced in Spain, Fundador, in 1874, where the King Alfonso XIII has his signature. We have had the honor of hosting notable visitors such as the first Spanish king who visited a bodega, Fernando VII, the Nobel Prize-winning scientist, Mr. Alexander Fleming, the Nobel Prize in Literature, Mr. Jacinto Benavente, the French President, Nicolas Sarkozy, or the actor Charlton Heston, as well Paloma Picasso, who was Picasso's daughter. To name a few whose memories are signed in our barrels as a testimony of our legacy and mutual admiration.
In addition to our legacy, tradition, and ancient cellars, we hold modern and high-tech industrial facilities, like this bottling center, where we have 5 flexible and efficient bottling lines, which allow us to produce and deliver our products in a very productive and competitive way. These palletizing robots represent one of our technological facilities achieving significant savings and a 50% increase in productivity, being the first robotic machines in our sector and a benchmark for beverage companies in Spain.
In the Philippines, the group's real estate operations through MegaWorld has maintained its lead as the country's largest office developer, with its 1.4 million square meters of gross leasable area that remain operational all throughout the year, even amid the hard lockdowns. The office segment is part of AGI's rental assets, which contribute about 30% of MegaWorld's consolidated revenue and over 60% of its EBITDA. The office segment remains stable as it catered mainly to the resilient BPO sector. MegaWorld's countryside projects also enjoyed brisk sales, proving once again the group's strategy of geographic diversification. Our countryside projects, which now account for close to 30% of MegaWorld's real estate sales, served as the company's primary source of reservation sales in 2020. This year, we also put the spotlight on MegaWorld International, the global sales and marketing arm of MegaWorld. Currently, it is present in more than 60 countries around the world and typically contributes a quarter of total real estate sales of MegaWorld every year. Here's our Managing Director for MegaWorld International, Marivic Acosta.
MegaWorld International's success during the pandemic can be attributed to our 10-point strategy, which may be summarized in 3 points. First, digitalization. 3 weeks after the lockdown in March 2020, we swiftly converted to digital platforms. Second, communication and engagement. We armed our 1,000 or over 1,000 strong and active sales networks in 60 countries across the globe with intensive virtual training sessions. Third, empathy. And I believe that our division thrived through the grace of God.
While adapting to the new reality, our group also learned to become more creative in coming up with innovative offerings to remain relevant. Travelers introduced Delishvery, a new food delivery service at Resorts World Manila. It also launched the Bubble, the Philippines' first ever luxury outdoor pods in Hilton, Manila. McDonald's Philippines continues to deliver through aggressive product innovations with focus on taste and brand building, coupled with its improvements in accessibility via its drive-through channels and upgraded online delivery platform.
My name is Crystal Bay Viniegas. During this pandemic po, very thankful po kami sa McDonald's kasi hanggang ngayon may trabaho po kami. So si McDonald's po, natulungan niyo po ako regarding po sa pag-provide po ng basic needs namin. At saka po, si McDonald's, ini-ensure po niya na napafollow po namin yung mga safety protocols po. Like, every 1 hour po naghuhugas po kami ng kamay. Tapos po, si McDonald's, nakapag-provide po siya ng face shield, face mask, and also vitamins po. At saka po, si McDonald's, nag-offer din po siya ng free vaccine for their employees po. And nagpapasalamat po kami sa aming kumpanya, especially po sa aming mga boss, dahil kung wala po sila, wala po kami sanang trabaho during this pandemic.
The group also fully embraced a digitalization strategy by continuously investing in digital technology through the newly created Agile Digital Ventures. Its first startup investment is Picaroo, an all-in-one delivery app created to enable our mall's retail partners to be onboarded and deliver the best service in the market today. Today, Picaroo has more than 900 brands in its platform, including all major supermarket chains, food and beverage brands, various pharmacies, toys, hardware stores, electronics and gadgets, skincare, and many, many more. We also continually invest to enhance and expand the functions and the reach of our various apps, such as Mega World Lifestyle Malls, iFay Property Management App, E-Concierge, Mac Delivery Philippines, and Boozy.ph. In 2020, AGI recorded consolidated revenues of 129 billion pesos and a net income of 8.8 billion pesos. During the period, Emperador turned in the strongest performance. Its net income grew by 18%. Megaworld recorded total revenues of 43.5 billion pesos, anchored by its strong office and residential segment. McDonald's Philippines posted sales revenues of 19.8 billion pesos, while Travelers registered a total net revenue of 12.2 billion pesos. As part of our greening initiatives at the AGI level, we have implemented the following measures here in the Philippines. Design townships that are more sustainable, utilize renewable energy, achieve plastic neutrality through co-processing, an alternative waste management solution that can use waste as fuel, build Grade A LEED certified office buildings, promote carbon neutrality through environmentally aligned construction, employ energy conservation initiatives through solar panel roofing and the use of natural light, tap sustainable food sourcing for our various hotels and food and beverage operations, utilize naturally created biogas from the biomethanation process to supply electricity to our distillery in Batangas and decrease its reliance on fossil fuel. Emperador's international operations also have made significant strides in the group's sustainability endeavors. In Scotland, White & Mackay set its focus on its discharge and protection of water courses. It rebuilt the Dalmore Weir fish ladder to enable the Atlantic salmon to safely journey further north and to protect the water course. Our sustainability mindset has also compelled us to do our part in curbing the spread of COVID-19. In March, we launched AGI Immunity, our conglomerate-wide free vaccination program for all our employees and other stakeholders. On top of this, we will also make the vaccination program accessible even to our employees' family members and dependents. As our group moves forward to face the challenges amid the ongoing pandemic, we would like to thank everyone who has supported Alliance Global throughout our journey. We are grateful to you, our shareholders, our customers, our partners, and our people for your continued trust and confidence. AGI looks to the future with optimism and confidence. We will continue to evolve and expand our presence as a global company, pursuing opportunities and innovations that truly reflect the strength and breadth of our global business. Thank you.